Hello, hello. Back again. How are you doing? I'm seeing some friends in here, Jenna and Crystal and Rachel and Ange. Ange changing into comfy clothes. I getcha. I getcha. So how's everybody doing? What you drinking? It's mid-afternoon here, and I have His Highness is napping, and my hair's still wet, and I have a cup of ridiculously fragrant peppermint tea. Heather jumping in with the guinea pig. Oh, that's awesome. My son used to have a guinea pig. Um, my dad got it for him. And of course, being my dad, he named it after himself. So the guinea pig's name was Jerry. And he was like the best pet for like a 6-year-old. He is such a personality, and he used to sing for his supper. It was the cutest thing. Rita's drinking water. Rachel needs to, need to change into some comfy clothes. So yeah, I mean, this morning was great. I got a ton of work done. Just 1 second, I got my heating pad on my poor back. But I got a ton of work done. Not a whole lot of writing related stuff, but things I needed to get done, like tidying up in here and my closet. Like I couldn't even get into it because I had the 2 end tables from either side of my bed in there. I did manage to get one cleaned out and moved out so that I can take it down to storage. So that was good. And like a lot of admin stuff, and just so nice to hang out with you guys on Sunday mornings. And I just love it. I love it. I love it. So a little bit of an update on the Indie Author Accelerator. I still have not received my contract from the government. So the way that this thing works is if you are on unemployment and you cannot find a job, you can apply for this self-employment benefit program where you go, like after 3 months, if you still haven't found a job, you're eligible to apply. And then it's just this big monstrosity of back and forth, back and forth. And the actual program is run by a not-for-profit called Canadian Entrepreneur Education and Development. So SEED is what we call it. But the government has to approve you. And then the government they let you run out your unemployment insurance. And then when that ends, they give you so much per month to the end of the 40-week program. So it helps take some of the financial pressure off. But so many cooks in the kitchen. So first I have to go through a company, another not-for-profit called Nova Scotia Works. These are the people who help you find a job. They have to recommend you to SEED. Then you have to go through all of the thing with SEED where you do interviews and pitch your idea and everything else. And then they say, yes, we think that this program would benefit this person, back to Nova Scotia Works. And then Nova Scotia Works has to say to the Nova Scotia government, we think this person would benefit from this program. So the program actually starts on Tuesday, and I still don't have my contract from the Nova Scotia government. But they are letting me go ahead and start because apparently that there's several people that are in this situation. For some reason, the government is like kind of, I wouldn't say dragging their heels, but I mean, they're so understaffed. I mean, I get it. And I'm so insanely grateful that they're going to let me start this program. They are confident that I will have my contract by the end of the week. So fingers crossed, y'all, fingers, toes, eyes, whatever you can do. So that's the update on that. And I did find out part of this program, when they give you the funding, you have to spend a minimum of 35 hours a week working on your business. Understandable. The government's giving you money. You got to do the work. But I found out that the accelerator that I'm involved in for the next 3 weeks with the guys from Full Time Purpose, Jenna and Jody Jean and I are all taking it. Jenna and I took the one that they did in the fall, and it was amazing, but I was not ready to pull the trigger on my coaching. And it was actually one of the guys that gave me the idea to do the accelerator. And now I'm ready. I found out that I can include the course that I have to take through them and their live coaching against my 35 hours. I can also count things like Publish and Thrive, because me knowing the business is just going to benefit my clients. Also, as well, the Modern CEO that I'm doing through Amber McHugh, I can count all of that, and the meetings we have biweekly and stuff like that. So all of the fingers crossed that not only am I going to have my contract by the end of the week, but that I'm not going to fall over exhausted, because the next 10 weeks are going to be extremely intense, because I also have 2 4-hour workshops per week that I have to attend that are mandatory for this program as well. So, plus I still have to write a book. I'm still working on my writing. So, yeah, I did out my schedule for the next 2 months, and I made sure that I get in plenty of self-care time, that I'm making sure that I'm not working every night of the week. I have it so that with Jenna doing Tuesdays and Wednesdays for the time being in the evenings, I will show up there to work on my writing. Right. So it is a lot, Rachel. It's a lot, but it's going to be so worth it in the end. It's going to be so worth it. And I cannot wait to get this program started for you guys, because it's going to be so much fun. Next month, I will update you guys on what the tiers and that are going to look like, because I am going to do the I'm thinking about putting it through Ream just to make it easier on everybody, including myself. But it's going to have tiers the way Ream does, whichever tier you belong to get you this kind of access to the program. So it's also going to be a whole lot of fun, because I enjoy stuff like this. I enjoy putting together courses and that sort of thing. So I'm not really looking at it as work. It's just going to be a whole lot of fun. But yeah, I still have to get my books going. This coming week is going to be all about the edits. Because Vengeful Soul is finished. I have finished it. It is done. And now I'm going back through the feedback that I got from my beta readers. I also made this huge mistake, and don't be me, gang. I made this huge mistake of, after about chapter 4, I just kept writing. I didn't even try to put it into chapters. Big freaking mistake, because now I have this big mess that I have to go back and figure out where to break the chapters in, right? See, this is the thing. I enjoy that. I enjoy doing the workshops and the classes and creating them, and I love it. I love it. It's my thing. That's why I'm doing it, as part of this coaching program. So, and I so appreciate you, Rachel. I so appreciate you and Inka for all of your feedback. And you guys are just going to make this book better. And yeah, I love you to death. Angela, see, she's already up my butt about it. So no worries. I know that I can't do this if I'm burnt out. I know what my limitations are, and I have made a conscious choice to not ignore them. You'll have to excuse me. I have a little bit of a tickle in my throat. I had to make a conscious choice because, yes, Mama Ann should be. The thing is, and this is why I was saying this, why I can't get my butt to the gym. because we have to make a conscious choice to work inside of our limitations, right? And I have limitations. I have some serious limitations. I have chronic illness that I have to keep in mind when I'm doing it. Doesn't matter if I'm going for a walk or I'm trying to get the edits done on a book. I have limitations and I have to stop ignoring them. I mean, I'm really good at giving other people advice to not do that, not so good at taking my own. So one of my, you know how Sarah was talking about quantum leaps. Um, it struck me on Friday when she was talking about it, that part of my quantum leap is the acceptance of my limitations and my chronic illnesses. It's not me accepting defeat by any stretch of the imagination. But I'm going to have to live with these things, this body in this, the pain and the everything else for the rest of my life. There's no cure for what I have. So I have to learn to live with it. And I think a lot of us don't do that. We don't accept that we have the limitations, 'cause society tells us that we're supposed to know, you got to go, 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 hustle, hustle, hustle. Y'all know how I feel about hustle culture, right? It is like one of the most damaging things, next to thinking the only way your child is going to be successful is if they go to university. So I decided I was not going to beat myself up to get to the gym every day. First, it was like, okay, I'm just going to go work out. Because I worked in the fitness industry for 5 years. And I know what needs to be done. I worked with trainers. I worked with nutritionists. I was in a gym environment every day for 5 solid years. The fitness industry is not your friend. And a lot of it is very toxic. And I had decided that I was just going to go for it. I knew what I had to do. I was going to get my butt to the gym. If I can get downstairs into the gym, I can make it happen. Well, I couldn't get downstairs. It's not that I couldn't physically get downstairs. Mentally, I couldn't get downstairs because I knew that getting down there I wasn't just going to be able to go full bore, because I have these limitations. And I am starting at ground zero because it's been a very long time since I've been a regular in the gym. So I decided that I'm going to accept my limitations for what they are, know that they do limit me, but they don't count me out. And I'm going to start with 5 minutes a day of movement this coming week. Because frankly, because I put my back out last week, and it seemed like every time I was getting ready to start up at the gym and I was going to go for it, I would injure myself. So I have to wonder if that was not my own subconscious going, hey, we're just going to keep you from your own self-disappointment. So I had decided 5 minutes a day of movement. So long as I break a sweat, it's all good. And that's where I'm going to start. It's going to be more about habit building than it is fitness, right? And I think that a lot of us don't start things because we have that, that perfectionism thing going. I really believe that if we could just learn to accept where we are right now, not as a thing that is getting in our way, but just a thing we have to work with, right? It's like driving home and it starts to snow. Well, okay, so the roads are getting a little slick. What does that mean? I have to slow down. I have to make sure that my headlights are working. And I just have to take it easy. I'm still going to reach my destination, but I have to play with those limitations of the snow coming down and the roads getting slick, right? So, I mean, when you think about it in those kind of terms, it's not even something we think about. Okay, it's snowing out, so I have to slow down. Well, that is a limitation. For me, it's a limitation of not being able to go 110 kilometers an hour on the highway, right? If I have to slow down to 60, then I have to slow down to 60 to keep from ending up in the ditch, which the ditch being burnout and injury, right? Well, and see, and this is the thing. This is the thing. I think we need a mindset shift because a lot of us are in this situation, especially since, COVID. And it's funny because pretty much everybody I talked to, one of two things happened for them with their health during COVID. They either got ripped or they packed on the weight and became like their mobility started to suffer because all they did was sit around and binge watch Netflix, which that was me. I mean, I still had to work, but my work was a desk job, all online. So as opposed to working in an environment where I had to get up and go out to work every day. But I love this. I love this. This is perfectionism. It is poison. It's poisonous to our health and our mental state, our physical health. It's something that, especially I think as female presenting people, a lot of us get told that, we have to be perfect. Right. And it gets in the way of everything. It gets in the way of everything. This is it, Rachel, because I think this is what's going to do it better for me is that it's not going to be about anything that has to do with my physical health at first. It's going to be about building the habit of actually doing it. And then once it's a habit, then I can work a little bit harder, or I can add to my routine or whatever, or I can get my butt downstairs to the gym. I mean, I have a gym, a fully stocked gym, 3 floors below me that I don't have to pay for, right? And I was beating myself up with that instead of saying, how about I just turn on a music video and dance around my bedroom for 5 minutes? Okay. And I think that that's going to be a huge mindset shift for me. Hey, RC, my darling. It does, Heather. It gets in the way of everything. Everything. I'm so happy, Jasmine, that helped. I'm so happy that helped because you know what? Everything that we find difficult, we can make easier if we just slow down. It took me 52 years to come to that realization. If I can help one person not have to wait that long, right? Have we used it yet? Nope. Oh, Jen, I'm just so glad that you're here. Hope you had fun at book club. But yeah, I mean, pretty much everything that we find hard in our lives can be made easier by slowing down. So take that little piece away with you. And, for the next week or so, whenever you find yourself just feeling like, I don't want to do the thing, it's too much, it's too hard, I just don't feel like it. Maybe if you just slow it down. Maybe instead of having to do something for half an hour, you can do it for 15 minutes. Maybe you can do it for 5. I don't want to vacuum the floor. I don't want to vacuum the house. So vacuum your bedroom. Slow it down, But I've also come to that conclusion with my writing. I really, really got taken with shiny object syndrome when I realized that I had found 26,000 words I had already written in book 2, and I thought that I had lost it. Oh my God, y'all, I cried. I cried because there was some really good scenes in there. And it was just because this is going to probably be my favorite book 2. And I found it, I started to go through it, and I got that jittery, when you start a new book. Ooh, I want to write this. So I started writing it. I started on Double Down Day, and I got about, I don't know, a little less than 3,000 words in, not including the stuff that had already been written. And And then I stopped and I'm like, you have to finish the first book. I mean, I know what's going to happen in book 2. I know what's going to happen. I know everything from beginning to end. Not every little detail, but I know the main beats. And so that can wait because, oh my God, Jenna. Oh my God, yes. This is what was just going to come out of my mouth. I was sabotaging myself. Because somewhere in my mind, and I know that Rachel's probably going to reach up and smack me in the back of the head here, I don't think Vengeful Soul is good enough. And I think that might be because, like I said, I had already started writing book 2. Book 3 is almost done. That's where the story started for me, was with book 3, when I realized I have to Rachel and Jenna both, excuse you. But again, I love you, Rachel. I love you. But and again, self-sabotage, not so much imposter syndrome, because I'm not comparing myself to anybody else. But just I guess it was more of the I'm not good enough. And I had to really back myself up. I really had to back myself up and say, you know what? This story is awesome. Because I'm reading through it, and I'm reading especially the scenes with the bad guy, and I'm like, ooh, so evil. Right? And so I was really self-sabotaging myself. So I mean, it was like I screeched on the brakes. And there's no way that I'm going to let myself start book 2 until the edits are done and ready for Jenna for Vengeful Soul, right? Well, this is, I mean, compare yourself to a standard. That's not real. I agree. I agree 100%. I love this story. And I love the characters. And if I love them this much, and I know that, like Rachel and Inka, and Jenna has read some of it, and I know they love the characters too. So that's, 4 of us. Oh, and Brandy as well. So that's a handful of us. And if we love them, then other people will as well, right? But there's that shiny object syndrome. There's that I want to write. And and then it struck me. I don't know if she's here. Louise, I don't know if Louise is here. I don't think she is. I think she probably went to take a nap because she got up so early to come to sprints. But I had said to Louise about her edits, eat the frog. Get them done. Just get them done. Do it first thing. So I made that commitment to myself. I blocked off 11 hours this coming week on top of my, the rest of the stuff that I'm doing. But I blocked off 11 hours to work on edits. Now, whether that will see me get through them, because I think I've got the first 4 chapters out of, I don't know how many chapters, like I said. But I don't know if I'll get it all done this week. But if I don't, then that will be the bulk of my stuff for my writing next week as well. I am not going to look at my plotting. I actually had some here when I was cleaning up my desk today, and it was like kind of notes jotted down on paper. I took that, I put it in my series Bible, and I put it away. And that's not coming back out again until the edits are done. So, what does that mean for publication? I have no freaking idea. I have no idea, because I want to rapid release at least the first 2 books, if not the first 3, right? Because it is, right? Mm, you're very right. You're very right, Ange. Thinking that you're not good enough is the same thing. And that makes it hard, because I've often said this writing, being an author, and we are all authors as far as I'm concerned, even if you haven't published yet. Looking at you, Rita. We're all authors. And it's hard sometimes to not feel like you're not like to feel like you're not good enough. It's it's a lonely thing. We spend so much time in our own heads, and that's why sprints are so important to me. That's why sprints are so important to me, because that's not like that keeps me from feeling overly lonely when it comes to my writing. And I think that, it's so easy to get lost in our own heads, and it's so easy to listen to, even if you have every single person in your life telling you you're fabulous, if you don't believe it, you don't believe it, right? And you might have all of this outside validation, but if you don't have the validation inside, it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. And I think that's what I was suffering from a little bit, was that I had lost my internal validation, you know. It's yes, see, Rita, that's perfect. You are a writer. You are. You're an author. You're going to publish. It's just a matter of when. So you're already an author. I don't like this distinction that writers are people who haven't published and authors are people who have. You know what? That's just somebody's opinion trying to shove you in their little comfortable box. So to heck with it, right? Everybody has to edit. Edits do not equal bad. This is it, and I'm grateful, so flipping grateful for the people who have edited for me in the past, and so grateful for Jenna's feedback and for Rachel and Inka and Brandy's feedback, because every time that somebody gives you feedback, it makes you a better writer, even if it's unfounded criticism, because it helps you grow that thick skin that I think some of us really need, right? And here's the thing, Ange, I know you can do it. I know you can, because you're already cranking out these amazing children's books, and you know writing and craft. You do. And you're willing to learn even more. I know you can do this. I'm excited to see what kind of books you put out for adults. I know Ben loves your books. He loves them. Can't wait for book C. I can't remember if you said, when did you say that was going to come out? I don't think it was in time for his birthday in June, was it? This right here. It does. We're not alone. It feels like that a lot of the time, but we're not. There's always sprints going on. Happy tears. Oh, at least they're happy tears, right? This I love. We're conditioned to see value as how we spend our time to make money for others. This was something that, yes, we do not need to lean into that. This was something that has been brought up a couple of times for me just today, because of reading all the introductions and everything for this conscious coaching accelerator that we're doing. And a lot of people referring to, this is what I trade my time for money with. Instead of calling it their job, this is how I make money, or this is how I trade my time for money. And when it comes to things like our writing, it's not trading our time for money, because it's our passion, right? And I'm not knocking anybody who works a full-time job and loves their job. I've had jobs that I loved, that, I got paid for, or maybe I didn't get paid so great, but I still loved it. Like when I first started working in the fitness industry, loved that job so much. I got paid barely enough to keep my lips above the waterline. Barely. But I helped so many women feel better about themselves and get started on their fitness journey. And I was that person that, when you walk into the gym, they sign you up, like the salesperson. That was me. But I never stopped there. I didn't stop there. I would go with them to their first workout. I would be there to greet them when they came into the gym after work. I would set them up with nutritionists that I knew to help them with their diet. Because to me, it was about helping that person, not just about getting their money, right? And that's kind of the same thing that we do with our writing and I do with my coaching, is that it's not about trading my time or my product, my books, or even my coaching, my classes and stuff for money. It's about helping people. It's about helping people reach their potential and do the things that they're passionate about, right? And we love you. And we will be, you know what? Yes, Kickstarter. I am so excited to see what you do with this Kickstarter. And Jenna too, who's going to be doing a Kickstarter. I don't think I will do another one anytime soon, because I did the one Kickstarter and it failed. And that's okay. I learned a lot. I also learned that genre is not popular on Kickstarter. And I wish somebody had told me that before I put all the work in. But having said that, when I put out book 3, I might do a Kickstarter for a box set with special covers and swag and the whole 9 yards, which is something I'm really thinking about doing, but that won't be until 2025, most likely, right? I am so excited for class to start tomorrow. Are you going to be there? You're not going to be there for the kickoff call, are you, Jenna? Because it's like right in the middle of your workday. I hope you can make it. And yes, they are. For those of you who, and given that Erin it was funny because when I was getting my nails done, I was telling my my nail tech about the course. And when I said Erin Dowdy, she goes, "Oh, I know who that is. I've been following him for years." So Erin Dowdy, Victor Odo, and Matt Schaefer. I adore Matt. I adore him. Erin is very woo-woo. Like it was funny because he was struggling on YouTube. And then he made the conscious choice to lean into the woo-woo, and he has a gold play button. I mean, this man has, what is it? Like Jen, it's like 1.6 million followers or something. It's like, it's over a million. It's well over a million. Love him so much. And they're all just really down to earth guys and are so, they remind me, they're like the male versions of Sarah. They're very comforting and, but they'll tell you the hard advice when you need to hear it. So if you're not following them over on YouTube, Erin Dowdy, Victor Odo, Victor does a lot of like breathwork stuff, which is really cool. He's doing it's part of this course. And Matt Schaefer. I just love Matt. Matt is a relationship coach. He coaches women on their relationships with their men, coming from a male perspective. He's freaking adorable. I love him so much. You know what, Jenna? You've got this. You have already done a successful Kickstarter, right? So I apologize for the noise. Mom is she's cleaning. So my artist has one more character to do. Oh, I'm so excited. So excited. 5 books and 2 spin-offs. Oh, you're gonna make it. That's amazing. Okay, thank you, Jenna. So there's Erin's YouTube. And and there's Victor's, and there's my buddy Matt's. Matt just put a video. Matt doesn't have a lot of content on his YouTube channel, but he put a video out a couple days ago or a couple weeks ago. It's like 5 ways to make your man melt or something like that. He's so cute. Hey JK, how are you? Yeah, so this is kind of what's been going on. Oh, good, Rita. You're going to enjoy their content. I know you are. It's right up your alley. So that's kind of what's been going on with me. I am a little nervous about next week and starting with all of the work that I have to do. But, I think one of the biggest things for me is going to be making sure I'm getting that movement in so that I don't have to deal with the excessive pain or anything like that. Making sure I have good groceries in the house and healthy snacks and stuff. It's almost like 10 weeks of nano is kind of what I feel like this next 10 weeks is going to look like for me. Because I will be working probably 60 hours a week for the next 10 weeks. And I'm okay with that. I am okay with that because I've made sure that I am going to take time off. Like next Sunday afternoon, once my sprints are over, that's it for me for the day. I'm going to go spend time with family. It's going to be, yeah, Ziggy, he's napping. That's his spot. As you can tell, all of the cat hair over, that's his side of the bed. Well, actually, it's my side of the bed too, but he lays on my legs at night. But yeah, so I'm thinking that I'm looking at a May launch for the Accelerator. And what I'm planning on doing is I'm planning on doing 2 cohorts, I guess, for lack of a better term. It's that, like I'll open up for people to join in late April, close it in May, like the day that it starts, have a kickoff call and go for 6 months before I open up again and let more people in. So we'll have to see. And I'll probably be asking you guys for help. But as soon as I'm able to put my websites back online, I can't do that until I have my contract signed. But I'll probably put out a poll to see how you guys would like to see things like the payment structure and this sort of thing. But as it stands right now, the bare bones minimum that I have for this right now is going to be a weekly workshop where we meet like this, but it's not going to be for writing. It's going to be for your business. So it'll be an hour and a half long. We start with a half an hour of me covering or me bringing in an expert to cover a specific topic. It could be something as simple as branding. Well, not branding. It's not simple. There's nothing simple about branding, but it could be something as simple as how to choose your company name, or something like that. Well, I haven't even really sat down to do any brainstorming on it yet. And then we will have a half an hour of us working on whatever we need to it doesn't have to be on the topic that I've presented, but on the business side of our business, we would do a sprint on that and then come back for another half an hour for like a Q&A. So that's going to be a once a week thing. And that is anybody who joins, even if you're on the bottom tier, you get access to that. There will also be quarterly live panels with people like Jenna, and bring in like one time I'll have some people who do editing and proofreading and beta reading or sensitivity reading, and these people on a panel, and we're going to talk about this. And then another time I might do something like bring in graphic designers to talk about websites and branding and stuff like that. So that would be once a quarter. And then once a month, we're going to do a 1 hour live brain picker, which I would bring on two, probably maximum two of the same people, kind of, editors or whatever. And you come with your questions and you get to pick their brains. The big thing that I am going to be offering with this is going to be putting this group of experts together, what I like to call my team of editors and graphic designers, places where you can, like the company that I worked for, where you can have your email, where you can have your newsletter and your, like, as many websites as you need all on one platform. You know, cover designers, coaches, me, right? Offering their services at discounted prices that you wouldn't be able to get anywhere else. Like for me personally, I will be offering 50% off of my one-on-one coaching. I will not offer that to anyone else. You have to be part of the accelerator, and that's only with the top 2 tiers. So it's really, I'm still kind of noodling through how I'm going to be presenting that, because I want to make it as accessible as possible to as many people as possible. But enjoying the view of the printer prince. Yeah, he's vegging. He whined all day, all morning during sprints. He just would not stop. So that's kind of where I am right now. There will also be courses. Any courses that I put out, no matter what tier you're on, you're either going to get a discount, and the discount will depend on which tier you're on. The top tier, you will get the course for free. I will also be offering those same courses outside of the accelerator on probably Teachable or some, platform like that as well. There'll be a course 6 months in, and then another one 6 months after that. I'll probably do a course every 6 months. So I think it's going to help the community. I mean, the big thing is that, like, that weekly workshop that I want to do where there's actual work time. We put a lot of emphasis on writing sprints, but not so much on the business of the business. And I know that not all of us are in business, that we just want to write for ourselves, and that's fine. But this is a good idea, Jenna. We should talk about this. I didn't know that YouTube had memberships. I did not. I am planning on hosting everything through the website. But thank you for being here, Heather. But like I said, I'm still noodling it through. I have all kinds of people that are there to help me. So it's going to be awesome. I mean, I have Amber McHugh and a pile of people through her accelerator where I belong to the Modern CEO, Sarah being one of them. I have all of these people in the Conscious Coaching Accelerator. I have you guys to lean on, and it's amazing. But I will be reaching out to some people. If you think that you have services that you would be interested in offering to the people in the accelerator, by all means, drop me a line, because the more people that we can get in there to help everybody, the better. Thank you, Jenna. Thank you so much. My Maine Coon is on me now. Only one hand freezes. Hi, Ziggy. Oh, cute. I'm getting there. This is all just spitballing at this point, right? But I am really hoping for a May launch. I really, really am, because this was an idea that I've been sitting on since September of last year. And life got in my way. I got in my way. I'm very good at getting in my way. But now's the time. Now's the time. And I really just want to give back to the community that's given so much to me, you know? And I'm going to be honest, I'm 52 years old. And let me tell you, despite 35 years experience in sales and customer service and 2 college degrees, nobody wants to hire me. I have been searching for a job since August, and I have not gotten one interview. Not one. So, you know what? I need to create my own job. So, um, and I want to give back to the community while I'm doing that, right? Because you guys all rock, and I love you all to bits. Memberships on YouTube are tiered. You can have different levels of access. Ooh, this could actually be perfect for me. This could actually be perfect for me. Thanks, you guys. I'll have to look into that because, I mean, the thing is, going through Ream is convenient, but I'm losing money not just to Stripe for processing the payment. Then I would also be losing money to Ream. So I will definitely have to look. But for those who are on my newsletter list, which unfortunately, like I said, is down right now for signups, are going to be offered a discounted price that nobody else is going to be offered at the start, before I open up for memberships. So yeah, I hear you, right? There is so many platforms out there. I actually even thought of doing it on Udemy, but their customer service is atrocious. And yeah, I don't really want to have much to do with them. So that's kind of what's been going on with me the last month. How are you guys doing? What's going on with you? Who's getting ready to publish? Who's got a book coming out? Ange, when you said when's C is for Camping coming out? And Jenna, when are you planning your Kickstarter? Let's let everybody know because we definitely want to jump in there and and support everybody. But as far as my books go, I'm probably not looking until maybe end of the summer for Vengeful Soul, maybe. But I am putting up the unedited version, the chapters up on Ream, so that's definitely something to think about. But I want to make Ream successful, but I just really don't know how. I just have not. I just slapped everything up there. I haven't taken the time to look into it. Right, Rita's still revising. Yeah, we're getting some feedback. That's amazing. Sherry's looking at July. Excellent, excellent. What's your genre, Sherry? Genesis book 4 should be done in the coming weeks on Ream. I need to finish editing and posting book 5 all before June or July. There we go. There we go. Big things happening for you, my friend. Big things happening. Jasmine just sold my trilogy to a publisher and got permission to announce it. Yay! That's amazing. Congratulations. See, I love to hear this because we hear all the time that trad publishing is impossible to get into. Well, you just proved that it's not, right? You just proved that it's not. And just saying illustration should be finished this month and I can format and order books for Kickstarter, then upload to the vendors. I'm so excited for you. Rachel's beginning revisions for after betas for the Vampire's Dragon prequel 2. Yes, you guys are just rocking it. Sherry is writing serial killer thrillers. Dang, woman. Let me tell you, I have been binge watching Criminal Minds for the, I don't know, 3rd time in the last 24 months. My dad had all 15 seasons on DVD. And that's what I will be doing when this is over. Curling up on my bed with a notebook, doing some brainstorming and watching Criminal Minds. I think I'm on season 11. Season 11. And I am going to, I noticed that the new one, the first season of the new one is out on Blu-ray and DVD, so I will be purchasing that. I also read an article last night that Shamar Moore might be coming back because this is the last season of SWAT, and he has nothing on his dance card because he was planning on taking some time off because of the baby. He and his girlfriend just had their first child a year ago, and but he's thinking, hey, maybe I'll come back because that would be awesome. That'd be awesome. It's my favorite show. I love it so much. Rachel's already working through first edits for book 3. My goodness. You are rocking it. You are rocking it for everything else you've got going on. Nothing is impossible for long. Just some of us need to pause to recharge so we can launch again. Yes. Yes. Yeah, I loved the character, but the reason that he left the show, not so much. Not so much. But forensic subgenre. Oh, CSI. I'm a CSI fan. I even like CSI Miami. Just saying. Just saying. Right? This is what I've been doing this week. I haven't really been doing over much because I'm kind of recharging because, like I said, the next 10 weeks are going to be crazy. Heather revisiting Act 1 to get it out to alpha readers. Oh, you are rocking it. You're rocking it. I know. Yes. 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 I have never watched Bones. I have never watched it. I mean, I love him. Love David Boreanaz. Love him. But I never watched it, and I don't know why. See, I haven't had cable TV for 15 years, at least. So, oh yes, the original for the win. Absolutely, the original for the win. When can we read this again? We read what? What are we talking about? Whose are we talking about? CSI was great. Listen, then you definitely do not want to watch the new seasons because apparently it is even darker and there's a lot of swearing, which was one thing that always got me about Criminal Minds. I'm like, if they're chasing these guys that are chopping people up, their language is going to be a little bit more gruff than what, anyway. I do too. I do too. I'm sitting here. I'm that person that sits here and while I'm scrolling and playing games on my phone with Nightmare on Elm Street playing in the background. Right. Oh, yes. Yes. I get that. Yeah. Stream everything, right? Stream everything. Re-binging Bones right now. I may have to. Is it on like Netflix or Prime? And I'm just going to say now, I don't like commercials in the middle of my TV shows. That's why I pay for it. And now they're telling me I have to pay more. Don't like it. I love dark and gruesome, which is why my favorite all-time horror character is Freddy. And I loved him when he came and did the bit on Criminal Minds and he played a cop. He was awesome. Did anyone else put Sims with Freddy? Well, Dead by Daylight, like they have different killers and Freddy is one of them. My son used to play a lot of Dead by Daylight, and I remember when Freddy came out, he got all excited and then he was very disappointed. It's on Prime. Okay. I don't have Disney. I don't. I know a lot of people love it. And it's Canadian. The mods are the guys that wrote it they live in Montreal. I used to sit and watch Avery play because I got such a. Did they upgrade Freddy? Ooh. I wonder if he knows. Did they bring in Pinhead? Because I heard that they were trying to get the rights to Pinhead. Because I'd play that. I'd play with Pinhead. So, you guys, I am so grateful for you being here. I really am. I love these little chats. For now, we're going to keep it to once a month until I figure out what my life is going to look like after this week. Oh, so they have like Xenomorph on there because that's really cool. That's really super cool. Stranger Things is back. Okay. See, I'm not much of that kind of a gamer. I'm more of a computer gamer than a console gamer. I know you can get Dead by Daylight on computer, but they are redoing the first 3 Tomb Raider games. They're on sale right now for pre-order until Valentine's Day. And I think it's like $30 Canadian for all 3. And Tomb Raider 2 is like my favorite game. I actually have the old version on my computer, and I think I'm going to do it because I think I need to okay, what's my downtime going to look like? I need to do things I know I'm going to enjoy. And playing through Tomb Raider 2, that's been retooled and looks amazing. I think I'm going to do. Well, not amazing. I mean, it's still, 16-bit, but it's, still nice. PC gamer. Yeah. I need something I can play on the laptop. Can we do one on Canadian things we never learned outside of the country? Yes, like strange Canadian facts. Strange Canadian facts. So we have a town. Okay, so Newfoundland is known for its weird town names. Joe Bat's arm. There's somebody's nose. I can't remember who it is. And then there is a town, and yes, it does exist, that is named after a particular adult toy, which I cannot say on YouTube because I don't want to get banned. Starts with a D. And yes, it is. And the funny thing is it's right around the Conception Bay area. Oh, it's Ziggy's being cute over there. Food and culture. Again, Newfoundland. Newfoundland is so there's Canada, and then there's Newfoundland because we have our own language. The food. But we eat weird things like cod tongues, seal flipper pie. I'm not a fan. I don't like seal. I find it really greasy. Cod tongues and cheeks, though, love. It's those pieces of the fish that most people throw away. My absolute favorite, Jig's dinner. Google it. JIGG''S. Jig's dinner. Peas pudding. Gotta do it. Now I'm hungry. Didn't quite make it to Canada when we were traveling. I'm telling you. Right? And here in Nova Scotia, we have a lot of Indigenous names. Okay, so Mi'kmaq names. Like the town that I grew up in, Stewiacke. I used to live in Shubenacadie, which is the town next to Stewiacke. My absolute favorite that nobody can ever pronounce, but they think they can because of the way it's spelled, is Musquodoboit. And it is spelled mosquito bit, but it is pronounced Musquodoboit. So we have a lot, even like Halifax, I think is derived from an Indigenous word, but Shubenacadie, Stewiacke, trying to think. In New Brunswick, same thing, Ilsebuktuk, and I forget because the way that they're spelled is so different from the way they're pronounced, right? It's corned beef and cabbage, but it's not so much corned beef as we use salt pork riblets. And then it's cabbage, carrots, turnip, and potatoes. And then you take yellow split peas and you put them in a cloth bag and you put them down in the pot with the rest of it and you boil it and they mush, and then you take them out and it's salt, pepper, and butter. So good. When Mom would make it for us, she would always put on an extra bag of peas pudding because like I could just sit there and eat all the peas pudding. So good. So good. But yeah, I think Canadian, a lot of, Canadian provinces have weird town names. Not so much weird, but indigenous language is a lot of the, except for Newfoundland. Except for Newfoundland. But I will definitely put, you know what? I will put that on the roster for next month, y'all, because that would be kind of fun. I'll see what kind of, because I mean, we all know the normal things like, hockey was invented here, basketball was invented here. Like we've got all of these things that people don't realize. The first wireless communication happened in Newfoundland. You don't think of things like that, but we have a house hippo. Just so you know, it's a house hippo. It's not real, but I used to think it was. Everybody wanted a house hippo. But yeah, I'll definitely put that on the roster for next month, and we'll have we'll see what I can come up with weird and but family friendly. Family friendly ones. All right, my loves. That's it for me. I'm going to go get into my comfy clothes and I'm going to fall over and watch some Criminal Minds. His Highness is probably going to want his supper here soon. If I can wake him up. Ziggy. He's out, you guys. He's out. All right, that's it for me. Thank you all so much for being here. And I will see you in Jenna's sprints on Tuesday night. And back into mine on Saturday morning. Love you to bits. Take care.